Welcome to Last Generation Audio Magazine, your source for Bible-centered truth in a turbulent world. Here we share compelling articles that reveal God's love, expose deception, and prepare people for the soon return of Jesus. You are listening to Volume 35, Issue 6.
Simple Elegance by Michael Pruitt. Every place where I've lived or traveled has been adorned with flowers. I've seen tiny blossoms clinging to a rocky, wind-swept hill near Alaska's Arctic Circle. I've admired large tropical varieties in Florida and bright blooms on cacti in the Arizona desert. I've walked through fields of wildflowers here in the Midwest. All these lead me to believe that God has written something large across our world. One evening, I was walking between fields flush with springtime color near my home. As I looked out over flowers in every direction, I thought of how some would bloom and die, and never would be seen or appreciated by anyone. I thought of all the flowers blooming on mountain steeps, in dense forests, in thickets and swamps. And though not appreciated, still they bloomed just the same. I felt like the disciples at Jesus' anointing by Mary, when they asked, "To what purpose is this waste?" Matthew 26:8. One of the flowers in the fields I was passing was Queen Anne's lace. It was blooming everywhere. Although some gardeners consider it a pest, I've always found it intriguing. In fact, it is one of the few common flowers that I like to photograph. As Ella Wheeler Wilcox said so poignantly, "A weed is but an unloved flower." Queen Anne's lace, also known as wild carrot or bird's nest, has an exquisitely designed cluster of flowers called an umbel. The word umbel is linguistically related to umbrella. If you compare Queen Anne's lace at different stages of maturity, you can visualize the umbrella-like mechanics of how the flower cluster opens. At the head of each stalk in the cluster is an even smaller cluster, in form like a mini umbel, which is actually a group of small flowers. Viewed from above, one can see the shape that gives Queen Anne's lace its name. It looks like an embroidered doily. In the center of some varieties is a special dark reddish-purple flower, which is thought to attract insects. Queen Anne's lace is believed to be the native version of cultivated carrots. However, the wildflower's root is much smaller, not as tasty as the garden variety, and must be harvested while young. It also looks like a very poisonous plant, water hemlock. Some gardeners purposely plant Queen Anne's lace on their property because it attracts certain pollinator butterflies and insects that eat pests, such as aphids. The more I learn about this flower, the more I see how it, like all flowers and plants, fills a role in God's great design. Whether or not it's seen or appreciated, it still plays its part in the great web of life. And so each flower blooms for all it's worth, whether in sunlight or shadow, in a suburban lot or a country meadow. That encourages me because sometimes I feel unnoticed, unappreciated. I could indulge in selfish pity. Or, like the wildflowers of our world, I can choose to bloom for all I'm worth.
Thank you for listening to Last Generation Audio Magazine. For more of our timely and biblical resources, including our print and digital editions, visit our website at lastgen.net and follow us on Facebook and Instagram.